So today we are gonna learn why people don't trust or why we are not getting the acceptance rate whenever we send connection requests to our ICPs on LinkedIn. The reason behind this is that we are not treating our LinkedIn profile as a landing page and we treat as a normal LinkedIn profile. So we think that we just have to post content daily. We think that like we have to comment on every other post that we see on LinkedIn, and that's way we can increase our awareness about our profile. But no, that's not the case. You have to understand that like there's a parameter in which LinkedIn shows you that how many people have seen your profile in the last 30 days, 90 days, and so on. So my question to you is, how many of you have seen or paid attention to this feature? If you have not, let me just dive into that first. So you go onto your LinkedIn profile and then you click on your view profile section. After that, over here, if you scroll down, you can see the analytics part. So click on show all analytics, and then now you can see in the last 90 days 388 people have viewed my profile. That means that like they clicked on the profile and then they came on my profile afterwards. So now the question is, how many of them got converted or started conversation with you? Because 388 is not a less number. It's a average number. Did I get 1% conversion rate out of the 388 people, or did I get 2%, 3%, 5%, or what is the conversion rate that I get? Because there is no point of chasing vanity metrics. There is no point of getting so much of likes, so much of comments, so much of shares. All I want is that the content which I am writing or posting on LinkedIn, or the comment that I am posting, whether it is seen by my ICPs or not. If that's not the case, then what will happen? This 388 people, this 388 number will just remain number. It doesn't matter even if you get 1,000 viewers over here, because nobody's gonna message you. Then what's the point of having 1,000 viewers? All you have to do is you just have to pay attention in getting the right ICPs to your LinkedIn profile. So that's the first case. Now, what we can do to improve the conversion rate, how we can attract clients into our inbox, all those things depends on your profile. But what are those factors? So let's dive into that. Now there's a 3-second rule which impacts whether your LinkedIn profile will get convert or not. By converting, I mean that like the person or your ICP who are coming onto your profile, whether they will message you or not. So they spend somewhere around 3 seconds to look at your profile. They don't read, they just glance at your profile. Because just imagine just think from the perspective of a CEO. If you're an agency owner, if you are a freelancer, or if you're a founder, do you think your ICP has enough time to look at all the profiles whom they are receiving a request on the daily basis? Even I receive a lot of requests on a daily basis. So if you go into your my network section, then you can see that I have got somewhere around 99 connections pending. So do you think that like I have the time to look at all the profiles? Absolutely no. And same goes with the CEO. CEO might get a lot of requests on a daily basis because he is in demand. That is why you are also targeting them. So how can you make sure that your profile stands out differently from your competitors? So for that, what you have to understand. So if you click on show all section, then over here you can see whenever you send connection request to someone, what is visible to them? Your profile pic, your name, and your headline. Now this makes a difference. This will decide whether the other person or your ICP will open your profile or not. If you do not have a clear profile pic, if you do not have a clear headline which depicts what you do, how you do it, and in which time frame you do it. For example, I have seen multiple profiles which say, for example, like over here, this Jigisha says she's a developer, she's into Python. But what kind of products you have developed so far, I have no clarity at all. So let's say I want to hire a developer, and then immediately I got her request, but due to a lot of requests that I that I can get on a daily basis. Now I can just ignore her profile because this profile does not portray what kind of developer she is, what kind of coding she has done into Python, what kind of programs she has developed, or how her programs have helped other companies in scaling their maybe operations, maybe revenue, maybe internal operations. So that is what you have to depict with your headline. Now, if you look at the headline of Carol, so she says that she's a freedom coach, empower Gen X to live life on their terms. Now, these type of headlines makes a difference. Although this is not a tangible headline, but at least she is clear that to whomsoever she is helping out, she is helping on their terms. That means that she is not asking you to change your path. She will help you out on whatever path you are, and then she will help you in scaling in your niche only. So now, if I have an interest, I can definitely go ahead and accept a request, and I can quickly uh, start talking to her, right? But before even I do that, now let's suppose that I am the CEO, and I want to hire someone. So now what I will do, I'll simply open their profile. So for example, I'll just go ahead and open the Jigisha's profile. Now when I mention that you only have 3 seconds to make an impact, because people don't read, they just glance at your profile. Your ICP will glance at your profile, they will judge your profile, they will caution you about the relevancy, about the credibility, about the authenticity, right? So they will caution you on all these three terms, and then that will decide whether your ICP will message you or not. So what will happen? So now when I open the Jigisha's profile, so let's just go ahead into that. So I look at it, who's Jigisha? So she is Jigisha Balyan, that's it. There is her email address, then she has written down a lot many stuff that I can definitely read out. Then I will simply go ahead, I'll simply look at her profile. So she has some feature section as well, where she has mentioned what she has achieved. Then her activity section, where I can see that like she's quietly active on LinkedIn, because her recent post was 3 days back, 4 days back, 2 days back. And then she has experience into founding member and secretary, core team member, and then that's it. That's done, guys. I can see her skills, I can see her test score, the languages, and that's it. Now this is how people spend time on your profile. This is your basically the landing page. You think after creating such landing pages, you will be able to convert your ICPs into paying customers by having such content? Now I'm giving you some more examples of the profiles that I like, but not all the sections, but definitely some sections that I think can play a big role. For example, let's go into the Ethan's profile. Now, just look at it. Just look at the banner. Your expertise plus our blueprint equals to consistent clients. That means whatever expertise you have, if you mix your expertise with Ethan's Golding blueprint, you will start getting the consistent clients. So banner is clear. Now I am sure. Now I have an idea that what I can expect from him. After that, I can read her. I can read his uh, headline. I help coaches and consultants build a reliable system for signing new clients in 30 days. Now the headline is clear that in 30 days, this person can help you in signing new clients. Then I'll scroll down, I'll look at the feature section that he has mentioned, and then I can see that he's quietly active 6 hours back, 1 day back post. Then I can see the experience section, which looks dull because he depicts only one experience section so far, and that makes someone suspicious that why such type of person who claims a lot but has worked only in one dimension, and he started his own company and then he's just into that part. So that is where you have to think that having so much experience makes a difference, or having just one experience makes a difference. Then I can see his skills. There are no recommendations, although he claims a lot, but still there are no recommendations that I can see. But if you look at the other profiles, then just look at his profile. So he's a partner at Cold IQ, and what is Cold IQ? I can immediately get to know from the banner itself. Sales technology that scales revenue. So Cold IQ is a technology that can help you in scaling your revenue. So I can look at it. I can look at again his profile. There's a featured section. I can again look at the activity section. That makes me wonder that this person is again active. I can look at the experience that he has got. He has worked in the a lot famous companies, and then the education skills and other stuff. And then if you look at the profile from Charlie Hills, so he says that like subscribe to my free newsletter. Now again, as I mentioned in the starting, they question your relevancy, credibility. Now, after looking at the Charlie's profile, the other person will ask what kind of newsletter I should subscribe to and why I should subscribe to. So, I didn't get the information from here. But if you look at the headline, I use AI to create authentic content that converts. That means that in his newsletter, I can get all the information about the AI that create content that converts. That is why I should subscribe to his newsletter. Now that makes the difference. If you scroll down, then over here he has mentioned his Calendly link where I can book the call with him, power hour with me. And then in the feature section you can see join my AI content community. He has also his community where I can join ahead. And then after looking at the activity section you can get to know that this person is again active. Then you have the experience section, and then look at the recommendation sections as well, that he has got somewhere around 9 recommendations so far. So now this adds a credibility around that person, for example like towards a Charlie. So now after looking at the recommendation sections, now this can provoke me to look at his about us section. And you see one pattern, that I didn't open any about us section from any of the profile that I have, from not from the Jigisha, not from Ethan, not from Dan. But after looking at the recommendation sections, now I ask myself that should I read about what he has achieved, and that is where what I will get to know from this. So that means that the first thing that your ICP will gonna notice is your profile pic, your name, and your headline that you have written down. Once you have optimized these things according to your ICP, then your profile will get open, and that is where your landing page will get open. And then you have to do the next step that we will definitely talk about, and I'll talk about how to write an effective headline according to your ICP. So I will have a next video, a detailed video onto this. But first we have to see that how we can make sure that our acceptance rate gets increased. That means that whenever you send someone your connection request, then how you can make sure that the people click on the acceptance rate. So for that, as I mentioned, your profile pic. So for this thing, what you can do, you can use this tool called Snapper. I'll leave down the link below. All you have to do is like this tool will help you analyze your LinkedIn profile. So what you have to do, you just have to go on to this tool, and then you have to click on analyze my LinkedIn photo, and then this tool will do the magic. So you just have to connect your LinkedIn account with this tool. It's safe to connect. I have connected my personal LinkedIn account with this, so it's safe to connect. And then this tool will analyze your complete LinkedIn profile, not just your photo but your complete LinkedIn profile. And on the basis of that, this will gonna give you a score of your LinkedIn profile photo. So you see I've got 67 out of 100, and it also shows me that on what basis I scored how many marks. So it has like on LinkedIn, it always says that like you should be having 60 to 70% of your face covering your profile photo. So it says that like I'm not smiling in the photo. That is why it is giving me a bad impression on the smile part. On the jawline, I have a perfect jawline, squinch, bad squinch. Then you can see the zoom part, rule of thirds, background, brightness, contrast, sharpness, saturation, color temperature, all these stuff. Now this will tell you what kind of photo you can upload on your LinkedIn profile to have a better score. The more better score you will have, definitely it increases your chances. But as I always say, do not depend entirely on third party tools, because these are just the third party tools. It is there only to give you hint and not to rely 100% of them. So your profile photo should be clearly visible to your ICP. Plus, it should be a formal one, and it shouldn't be something like where you are just hanging out in a party or doing some type of celebrations and then nobody can see you. For example, if you look at a Jigisha's profile, so she's sitting somewhere, then I can look at her background photos as well. Now this type of stuff you shouldn't be doing it, because over here the focus is not on the on your face, it is actually on the background. So if you see, this person is not even in the I think 30% area, and rest of the area, 70% area is covered by your background. In fact, what should be the case, if you look at the Charlie's case, now you see more than 70% area is covered with the face, and same with the Dan as well. You see with the Dan, you see with Ethan. So all these people have one thing in common, where they are pretty much sure, pretty much clear that what they need to show to their ICP, right? That's the first thing. Now, I have some more examples. So there is a case study, or you can say an article published by a Clio, where they have 21 promo LinkedIn profile picture examples, where you can go ahead and like check it out, like how your profile picture should look like. So they have like different examples, the different backgrounds that you can definitely use, the different color formats, the different style, the different things that you can definitely use. So all these stuff makes a difference. So I leave down the link of this um, blog post as well, so that like you can go ahead and like you can check it out. For example, like look at this one. Although I don't like the yellow color, because this is very painful to your eyes. So you can see using a bright primary color for the background can really make your headshot pop. But avoid using the yellow color, because this is not looking good. Then do not use do not use such backgrounds as well, because I don't know whether it is because of the image, or whether it is actually the real image, or maybe once we have high quality image, then this background will also make the difference. But you can get an idea from this blog post that what type of profile pic you should be having on your LinkedIn profile. Now the second thing is, your profile is a landing page and not your resume. So this is particularly for those people who are looking for jobs. So if you're looking for a job, then you have to think that you are applying through your profile. So once you go on to, let's say, the jobs part, and then you might have seen a lot many area where you see easy apply. So once you click on the easy apply, what will happen, the hiring person, in this case Deepika, can look at your profile and can decide whether you will be a good candidate for the role that you are applying for or not. So in that case, you have to think that your landing page, your profile is a landing page and not a resume. That means that like you have to be very clear that whatever job roles you are applying for. So if you're applying for a job role, let's say director of growth marketing, then if you look at my profile, so let me just go to my profile. Over here, I have mentioned on Web3 growth strategies and fractional CMO. The moment I'll apply for this job role, my job role will not match with the headline that I have mentioned. That is where the hiring person will not look at my profile. Why? Because my profile does not depicts the JD that I am applying for. Similar, when the other person will open my profile, the hiring person will open my profile, so they will see what type of banners I'm using. So I'm over here saying that I can help you go viral in less than 90 days. So if you're looking to get 4 million impressions, then my strategy can help you. But over here, this for this JD, this strategy will not make the difference, but in fact it will act as a negative pointer. So you have to think that what kind of job roles you are applying for, and whether your profile matches with the job profile or not, matches with the job role or not. So you have to think from all the perspectives. So first you have to be very clear, are you a freelancer? Then again you have to see that what type of freelancer you are you an SEO expert, maybe the video expert, maybe you help people scale their revenue. But whatever you are, or whatever you think you are, can you depict the same meaning with the with your profile? So that is the thing that you have to learn. So all mindset is listing just job titles and companies limits your profile browsers, but the new mindset is treat your profile as a sales page to capture attention and guide action. Next part, the three psychological triggers to build up the trust. One is authority, second is credibility, and the third is relevancy. Now, in my case, when I received this request from Jigisha's, so let me just open it again. Now, just imagine that you have to hire her, or maybe you have to hire a developer. So these are three things that you are gonna ask yourself: that whether that person is authoritative enough, whether there is a credibility for that person, or whether there is a relevancy for the role that she is applying or he is applying, and whether you think that is relevant to your uh, hiring conditions, right? So now when I open this profile, the first thing that I will be looking at is authority and the credibility. For authority, I have to see what kind of things she has mentioned inside her headline. And for authority, I'll also go ahead at the below of this page, bottom of the page, and I will see who is supporting her. Can I see some of the skills? No. Can I see from where she has done what? So I can see the Web3 skills. I can see the blockchain skills. But she says that she's a developer and the Python DSA. But her skills are not depicting the same thing, guys. She's saying she's into Web3, blockchain. Web3 is not a skill. Blockchain is not a skill. These are the terms. But she has also got 96 other skills. Now, do you think the CEO has this much time to look at all your skills? No. When the other person comes at your profile, they look at in just 3 seconds, and in those 3 seconds you have to grab the attention. If you just depict that like you are into Web3, and this is a skill that you have, nobody is gonna pay attention to the skills that you have, because this is actually not a skill. Writing or copywriting stuff is a skill. Ranking websites through SEO is a skill, but writing just, let's say, I can help you rank your website is not a skill. SEO is a skill. Web3 is not a skill, guys. What can you do in Web3? Can you grow a community? Can you build a community? Building community is one of the skills that you can have. But writing Web3 and writing blockchain is not the skill that you can have, right? So I don't think so that there is a relevancy as well, because over here developer and the Python, but I don't see any development part, especially in the world of augmented reality, BTC India tour. Now you say that you are a developer, but there is nothing in your featured section that depicts that the things that you have achieved as a developer. This is the BTC India tour, Bitcoin India tour that you have attended, but does that depicts that you are the expert in development? No. There is no mentioning of what kind of programs you have developed so far. Make sense? At the same time, nobody will gonna click at your see more if your these three lines are not powerful. So she says that she is Jigisha. Again, wastage of space, because I can quickly look at her name from the profile itself. Currently, I am in my third year at GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, pursuing a BTech in CSC. My academic focus revolves around mastering DSA in Java while actively participating in web development projects. Now, again, what kind of development projects you have worked? Why those projects adds the difference in your profile? There is no clarity at all. So this is why I always pay attention to these three factors: authority, credibility, and relevancy. If your profile has all these three factors, that increases the chances of getting inbound leads. So you have to show expertise via your headline, via your banner, via your the successes. Credibility, use social proofs. Social proofs like, I have one of the example over here. I think I do have, or maybe I just close that. So social proofs like, if you have achieved something, for example, like I got 4 million impressions and I have this banner as well, right? I have to change the placement, because right now I know that this is overlapping with my profile pic, that is why it is not visible. But these are kind of social proofs that you can add inside your banner, where it shows that like you have achieved something. So if you have achieved it, just flaunt it, because there is no harm in flaunting, because you have worked hard for it, and now is the time to showcase to your ICP. So you have to show authority, you have to show credibility, and you have to show relevancy. Do not divert your profile into so many things. Do not say that you know email marketing, you are an expert in doing SEO, you are an expert in running Facebook ads, Google ads. Understand that your ICP is not looking for a person who do all the stuff. They are looking for someone to help in a particular niche. Maybe they are looking for someone that can help to scale their revenue with the help of organic results, and they do not want the paid results. So that is what you have to think. First identify your TG, and then go ahead and check it out, that what or why and how you can add all the relevant stuff into your profile, so that like whenever your ICP comes to your profile, they get all the relevant information. The last part is, which is the crux of this module or this topic, actually not the module, which is first impression matters. First impression will depict by your profile pic, your headline, how clear you are. You have to trigger authority, credibility, and relevancy. And then you have to optimize your top sections, featured section, that is where you have to optimize your skills section, that you have to optimize. You should be having multiple number of endorsements, and then you should be having recommendations, because recommendations plays a very important role. So if you go on my profile as well, you will be able to see that like I have got a couple of recommendations, and then if you get the recommendations from the authoritative person, for example like the decision makers of the company, CEOs, CTOs, CMOs, that makes a difference, because that depicts that not only you trust your skills, but other people also trust your skills at the same time. Then whatever skills you portray, so as you can see, I have built Valor Person brands, and the same thing I'm portraying with my paid advertising sales with Google Ad skills. And you can see that I do not have a lot many skills on my profile, but I am mentioned only those skills which are relevant, or which are crucial to build up the trust in my profile. That is what you have to play it out, right? In the next module, in the next topic of the same module, we are gonna talk about how to write a killer headline. So stay tuned till the for the next video, because your headline will make the next difference.